Dear viewers, welcome aboard on Primaries podcast live on YouTube. Today, Shonets Mucheni Wefu is a political analyst. Mweanza kuyanjura mbole kama sinakewe hukana kupameta chimu bintu byave wiki yawe yose izananita and hilenja hesi kuli moye bichendere mu bukisu mumbale ni mu Uganda ni shibala shose sana nawagani.
Thank you. Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning to all viewers from these different destinations. We are happy and hopeful that being here is of benefit to feed and inform the public. Kama sinabananga Emma Waliaola. I'm a journalist, investigative journalist. I'm a politician, and I'm a father. Right over looking at what's happening in the country, be it local, national, and international.
Yes.
We want to at least give a brief of how we can at least articulate and give a 360 information about what has been happening, and of course to dig deep into how and what transpired to those events. So thank you very much for welcoming me aboard.
You're welcome, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Now, first things first, let's start with the NRM election, primary election from the village level, which happened last week on Monday, I think, and the local council too, NRM flag bearer that happened yesterday
On parish level.
on parish level. And after you give us light on what we should expect on Friday.
Now, thank you very much for that brief introduction about what you want us to talk about. First and foremost, I want to again greet all the viewers that thank you very much for taking time to at least make it on point with Terence and Emma Waliaola, senior investigative journalist, politician, and father. And of course, I'm a well-wisher. So, giving it time to at least first of all go back on what transpired on the NRM structure level performance and what have you. Last week on Monday, we saw NRM kick-started on election of structure level on the village level, yes, whereby they voted the LC1 chairman. They had other positions like Women League, Veteran, Youth, and what have you.
Yeah.
Being a party, of course, it has been in power for long. So coming up with structure election, it really boosts its strength and gives a glimpse of how the general election can be, and of course strengthening, doing the strengthening of ground. I can tell you that, of course, I personally, I was voted as the chairman Youth League on mainstream on village level. I was called upon to go and be voted for again youth on structure on parish level, but I declined. Reason being, I'm aspiring for chairman LC5. So I wanted to tell the public, I want to give opportunity to these younger people, younger friends of mine who want to also exhibit their potentials of political upbringing. So I wanted to let it to go to other people. So I did not participate. So looking at what transpired on Monday, NRM people, those ones who participated in village election, 85% went on well. I think that 25% didn't go well, because we have seen, like in Soronko, where on LC on the village level, Honorable Nambozo, the minister,
I see.
was kicked. Most of the Wanainji, of course, on the village didn't vote for her.
Yeah.
I'm told she caused chaos, and people had to, I think the registrars had to postpone it to another next day. I think, of course, when something is being postponed for another next day, there is some good mathematics which was done. And I'm told Honorable came back and won on 4 votes. Then it means there is some question marks. And why do NRM put their structures?
Yes.
pulling up and putting their structures, first of all, it really tests and determines who are the leaders who are going to come on top.
Yes.
So at least at the moment, I think that is a good gesture to really scrutinize and come up with, a good, well, organized leader from the grassroots.
True.
So I think what made news on on village level, it was Honorable Nambozo being denied to be voted. I think on the Women League in Sironko. I think I'm yet to confirm the village. So it went on well that even some villages went on for 3 days to vote because the first day didn't go on well, the second day, the third day. So it was just a matter of beatings and what have you. So we left that. So it was yesterday whereby, of course, those ones who performed and who went through on the village level, not everyone in the register was supposed to vote. It was only these delegates, those ones who passed on the age of youth, like me. I was supposed to go and vote. Veterans, other people whom they voted on the village level, the five parish. Those are the people who went on the parish to vote. Looking at, of course, right now, we are now giving it a 360 on what transpired and what made the news. Because now, on other fronts, many people performed well, but of course now news zeroed on Bungoho Central. Bungoho Central had a lot of news with the incumbent member of parliament for Bungoho Central, that is Honorable Richard Wanda. Honorable Richard Wanda, I think things have not been working very well for him. I'm told on village level he went through. I think on the position of publicity they gave him. Of course, I'm told giving him that position, it was just given it freely. So when the vote was on this, on the parish level, news reaching on my desk clarifies that that vote was at least facilitated. That's what even Honorable Wada was said on the media, that Honorable Muhammad Masaba, the competitor who wants to host him in that seat of Ngoho Central, that facilitated to give, first of all, he took people to eat, fed them, gave them marwa. After then, they came to vote to frustrate and give out, host out Honorable Wanda on the publicity position on the parish level, which made the news, of course. And the person who won against Honorable Wanda was a peasant called Mr. Opo on the publicity position, whereby Opo scooped 17 votes and Honorable Wanda scooped 2 votes plus his, that is now 3. So it was really a bad gesture for a sitting MP to be humiliated in that way. But of course, in politics, there is what we call a comeback. You may think Honorable Wanda has been humiliated on that position. And at the end of the day, of course, we are now going for primaries next month. That is nomination. Then another month, I think in June. That's when you're going to see primaries. You may see Honorable Wanda going through, because what you see is a lot of political pressure in the Bungoho Central, whereby the incumbent is now having, I think, like 7 people who are vying for that position. But I think being the incumbent, he knows that how the system works. We pray that everything goes on well, but it was a gesture of showing that even if you're powerful, even someone down there from the village, peasant, who cattle keeper, come and humiliate you. Looking at the story of Wopo, a peasant who is not known anywhere, and compare it with the Honorable Wanda, who is being known in nationwide. He's also he chairs Bugisu League MP, I think, on that position. Bugisu caucus for MPs from Bugisu. So it is really a bad signature for those incumbent MPs, and it is really so bad. But what I hope is, if Honorable Wanda has not worked well, then people have the mandate to either take him back or bring him back.
Down,
Yes, please.
Now, what I wanted again to know is what has happened, what has caused all this circus, all this kavuyo to happen in the primaries, because we saw some areas election will being withheld to the next day, and after next day again next day.
Now, causing all those havocs, it's about these people who think they are powerful. Now, look at Honorable Nambozo in Isironko, being a minister and being ashamed. It was, I think, a sign of not showing that that disrespect. So I think they had to facilitate, bring in the majes, bring in the chaos so that they can retain those positions. I think in order to, I think, tell the public that we are being loved. But of course, in politics, as I've already described, in politics, you can get people who can like you at the first entrance, and when you've not associated with them very well, the next day they are not going to associate with you. So you need to be very calculative in playing cards when you're in politics.
Yeah.
There is some information I got from Manafa. So many people were beaten. Many people have been fractured with wounds and what have you. But of course, it's not the end, because we are going into primaries. After primaries, we hope for the best.
Now, you think what for the image that these primaries have created? You think what do you expect to happen in the general elections and the other primaries coming ahead?
Before reaching to the general election, of course, now going for primaries is going to be for NRM.
Yeah.
NRM is organizing primaries, I think, in June, yes, in July. So in July, then you're going to see that is for only NRM.
NRM, yeah,
Yes. So now, what has transpired in this structure voting? I can predict that there is going to be a lot of chaos in the NRM primaries final.
Yes.
Because now there is a case in Rukungiri, whereby an uncle killed his son because he did not vote for him.
Yeah.
Of course, he voted for another person. So these things of lining up, sometimes it really, to a candidate, it gives you an image how people don't like you, and how how many people will hate you. So it is good, but in the other way, it really puts at risk to those people like who go to vote broadly like that. I encourage, if it can be a vote of maybe ballot in primaries, then it can at least reduce on those cases of chaos, hatred, and killings.
Thanks. We saw scenarios where people who are not in yellow book are denied the voting rights, and we saw other polling stations they accept them to vote. What has caused this? Because you find another first polling station one, they claim for us they refuse us to vote because we are not in the yellow book. Polling station two, someone tells you for us they accepted us, we all voted for a person we wanted. And another thing which I want to know is, with the primaries, we have seen people who are voting, even those ones below, I think from 16 years, which is not common to general election. 16 years people have been voting. Now, what view again do you have for such scenarios?
Yes, now it has been a vote of excitement, in the way that being exciting everyone, like these young lads who have never voted with time. So they were very happy to see voting someone failing, like the scenario of Rwanda and the other people.
True.
So coming back to your questions, NRM came last amidst, I think, when this year had started, they started doing what we call NRM registration. So you would blame them when you did not register with them. Then it means you are not an NRM card, or you are not in the register.
Yes.
So when they were doing their things, so you were needed to be in the register. But now when you look at the scenario whereby, like on the village level, everyone who was not even in the register voted, I come back to the point of excitement. Yeah. And excitement was also needed because everyone would like to have a lot of votes. So you cannot blame that. But what I want to say is, sometimes if you don't want to associate yourself with the NRM, then you should also desist from complaining
Yeah.
why they didn't allow you to do what?
To vote, yeah.
To vote. So I cannot blame NRM registrars and NRM officials for not doing that. So I think that's a point.
I get you. Now, thanks. Another scenario where I wanted you to throw light through is the people who chaired the election on polling stations, in different polling stations. We see most of these people, we are coming from the same village. You are taking up election from the village you are born to. And in any way, you also have somebody whom you love. Now, has that influenced the election?
In one or the other way, it can. But of course, now what you need to know is NRM has structures as it is doing. They have registrars starting from village level, go to parish, go to constituency, go to district and national.
Yes.
So when you look at what transpired, that most of the registrars who did that are village born, I think we cannot dismissify that. It's a point of to note, maybe with the officials like the Tango Dois. Sometimes when you're born in the village and you officiate that election, it really creates enmity with maybe a candidate who has not gone through. So it is a point to note with the Tango Dois and the NRM officials to look at how they can at least always maybe interchange someone from Buhamunyu to go to Masike or someone from Hamoto to go, because this helps for sometimes for vote rigging in favor of your candidate.
Yes.
And another thing, it reduces hatred to a candidate who has not been in favor of the vote, and maybe other things. Yes, please.
Thanks. Another thing I wanted to know is, did the NRM do enough mobilization to register these people? Because you see, most people on my position, most people reached to vote. They thought they are going to be nominated that very day. Finding out.
Can you come back with another question?
Like, did the NRM do enough to get everyone's signature over nomination? Because we see other people getting nominated before the book was taken, the names were taken earlier. Now somebody is going like, I'm also going for this position on the day of election. Reaching there, they are telling him or her, you are not eligible to be nominated. You are already nominated. You are here to vote.
What you need to know is in Uganda, everything is possible. Just as you've witnessed many elections in the country, and just as you've known and thought of anything to do, you cannot worry, or you cannot maybe look at that point as maybe a shock. But of course, this also again comes back to the organizing committee of the NRM structures and other parties. Like I've seen the Bobby Wine Party, the NOOP. Yes, they're also organizing the structure ABCD. What I want to give the advice is let them consultatively do research. Secondly, to always involve people who know the system, who know how they can work out with the Wananchis, to understand what they are doing.
Lastly, I wanted to see your view on the people who are holding flags of NRM in the next general election. Are they eligible enough to? Are they potential enough to win against the opponent who's coming?
Potentially, potential is seen with what you've exacted in, like what you've put in. Your question comes back to the sitting incumbents. Umanem Pimbale district, who is the lenient tender to NRM because he went when he was not NRM, and she's coming back on the ticket. Now, when you do as 360, when you talk about Mbale, you talk about Manafa, you talk about Bududa, Bulambuli, Sironko, and the surrounding. Of course, we are not speaking about for only Gisu region, but for the whole entire Uganda. Now, I think I want to prejudice and I want to give my view.
Yes.
I think 75% of the people, the incumbent NRM flag bearers, who are going to contest. I think 35% will go back in the final vote. Why? These people have dismissively not worked hard. To a few people who have presented, we thank you for the hard work you've done. But of course, I personally, being an investigative journalist, have done a lot of research countrywide. Most of the NRM politicians have not worked out well. So I give it a 30% of those ones who will go back in the final election.
Because we have seen people who are being voted out of excitement with young kids. They love them.
And what you need to know is many youth, most especially kids who have not already made 18 years, are now on for voting. So we expect this time there is a change of vote. If you've had a bad record on ground, then you're also going to have a bad result at the end of it. So I wish all Ugandans should see and determine what is possible. But of course, without not going through without, we cannot go through without not mentioning this. We looked at yesterday's parish structures, whereby a prominent figure in Mbale district, who is the NRM, I think MP who heads all MPs in Bugisu caucus, Honorable Wanda, was humiliated beyond repair. He was won. Okay, they won against him, and it was a peasant who won against him. A one Opo who scooped 17 votes, and Honorable got two votes plus his to make 3. It has really given a big picture to the incumbents sitting MPs. This is what people are thinking, and this is what people think it can be. So I'm seeing how everything can be at the end of the day.
Now, I thought I had the last one, but this is I think this is the last one. What should we expect in the forthcoming election, coming Friday and after Friday, for the NRM chairperson districts?
Let's expect. We are going to expect a lot of blows, a lot of misconception with what is going to be transpired. But all in all, I'm just wishing and praying that everything goes on well, because now what has started from ground, from village and parish, of course we are going to now sub-county. Sub-county is going now to bring all parishes in one place, whereby like now take for example parish of Masike, sub-county of Masike, which has parish from Wagoba parish, which is the biggest parish in Masike sub-county. How people from Wanangiri who are going to come. So we expect a lot, but what I can tell is just pray that everything happen to be well, and yes, let's go and vote.
Okay, lastly, with your last remarks, as we conclude.
Yes, my last remarks is I am Emmanuel Waliaola, father, investigative journalist, politician, and an aspiring chairman LC5 Mbale district. I want to urge all my good people, abantu b'Embale mwesitsa na balebe, nsendi mutwera kumwana otsiwere mushisitsa era narambire mu nafightingire tsintalo tseba bandu kuyeta abantu bambwa paka emaluku nakobola bonendi obwe kubani ngana kubanga mashini indera lukosi mubandera kubenga ku abali munda abali ali iko so ngana kuba soba nandi yes imbuka yolere kuli hutsa domination mbasaba support yenye financial support, vote support and everything ngana kuba bolola nandi balebe isese wali yaola ndiho ni kumulungo taka samusi ndi ku district ndi hutsa kuramba ere ndi hutsa balebe jivura kukwera kwabe chimilimo kukulise bamia kukulise bateso ku milioni 8 kuli heba bandu befe kuli habana befe bachi. So first of all, I want to tell you that Mbale is going to be first on my menu. Wongo olumteso namanyene nando of course face kubakana nenganga na kunywa kurambira abantu benano bembali era ngana hoba subiza nandi balebe sengisinza kutsira kutebo Mbale niyenza kunywa kutebo yase kuli oba kumulimo kwetsire kuli ndikunywa kuambe bembale nga kulimo niba bandu bali professional mwe nayota, then that's when you can go and look for other position. So balebe ndimutwira mufubuko oli informed and connected to many offices. I am privileged that can have present Museveni. There is something we are preparing for people in Mbale. From my small capacity. so nga naho babola nandi balebe ema wali yawo lahabe huminwa chenywe kukole shini kumulonde kuze sai bonandi huza kolesa chimyaka 27 December mbumusani nasowe so ari 27 manya nani zaholesa chimyaka 5 na chitaho imba namalile embale district aringa nesabe shifu eshintu so balebe mwanyala. Thank you very much.
Kale Manyala, you people keep locked in at Primaries podcast on YouTube, Primaries Uganda. Subscribe, like, and comment. We stay in touch. Thanks.